This is 8-month-old Avia with her dad, Jonathan Baylor, and you won't believe it, but that cute little baby, plus 4 little-known nutrients and a few simple lifestyle changes, are the reason I was able to leave the dementia and Alzheimer's ward of a long-term care nursing home at the age of 77. Not only that, I made it on the cover of Women's World magazine because of my incredible transformation. Yep, that's me, right next to Trisha Yearwood, and there I am on the inside. How did it happen? How did I go from losing my husband and being alone in the Alzheimer's and dementia ward to regaining my mental health, my energy, and ending up on the cover? I even lost 62 pounds on this journey. And then I got to tell my story to millions of women across the country in Women's World. And now I want to share that exact same story with you. And the things you can do today, the same things I did, to help protect your brain to make sure you never end up in a nursing home like me. I just turned 80, and these days I am filled with energy and love and am staying active, unlike my years in the home, thanks to the brain secret I am excited to share with you. So what exactly does this adorable little girl have to do with saving me from living out the loneliest, most painful years of my life alone in a nursing home? Well, it's because I was lucky enough to meet Jonathan Baylor just before Avia was born. In fact, he made the discovery that saved me from years of suffering in that home while trying to create the perfect neonatal vitamin for his new baby daughter and pregnant wife. So you can avoid the same terrifying fate that killed my husband, let me introduce you to Jonathan to tell you all about how and why he worked with top research scientists and biologists to create this miracle formula, and how it can help you avoid the pain and suffering of memory loss and other brain diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's that are often caused by neurological inflammation. What will the rest of your life look like for you? A long, slow decline? Or the best years of your life?
If you're struggling with low energy, anxiety, depression, mood swings, brain fog, trouble focusing, a slowing metabolism, memory loss, or any other brain-related symptoms, often just accepted as just part of life or just part of aging, then in this presentation you will learn why many of those symptoms are caused by what doctors call neurological inflammation. In fact, as you're about to discover, neurological inflammation can be the #1 cause of both the mental and physical symptoms of aging. And new cutting-edge clinical research is showing that you do not have to age just because you are getting older. We can all agree that chronic inflammation is bad, and it has definitely been in the press lately. But I will show you the latest research that proves why neurological inflammation is especially dangerous, almost never treated, and leads to many severe and unexpected diseases and disorders. You will also learn how my new baby girl led me to find 4 little-known brain health and anti-aging fountain of youth nutrients, which help to not only protect your brain from, but actually reverse this dangerous inflammation. And when I say latest research, I mean it. Most of the groundbreaking studies you will learn about were published in just the last few years. And doctors, they're calling this hidden epidemic one of the most overlooked public health crises of our generation, and you need to know about it. It has become so common, they even have a nickname for it: leaky brain syndrome, or LBS. Now, the good news about neurological inflammation and these symptoms of aging is that they are not your fault, and there is something you can do today to help your brain reduce this dangerous inflammation. In fact, in this presentation, you will discover why your slow metabolism, brain fog, low energy, unwanted weight gain, anxiety, depression, heart disease, diabetes, and even stubborn belly fat are all tied to a small part of your brain called the hypothalamus and the neurological inflammation that robs you of your vitality. You will discover 4 scary symptoms of neurological inflammation that you were probably unaware of, and I will also uncover the top 4 causes of neurological inflammation that are lurking in your home and what you can do to ensure you are protecting yourself from this brain and body destroyer. Plus, I'll reveal those 4 anti-aging, brain-boosting, fountain of youth super nutrients that your brain is missing right now that can help decrease brain inflammation and reduce your risk of disease and premature death. But before I share all of that with you, how did I find these compounds and who am I? My name is Jonathan Baylor. I'm a New York Times bestselling author, the founder of the field of wellness engineering, and the CEO of Sane Solution. Our treatments have helped hundreds of thousands of people reach their wellness goals and have been endorsed by top doctors from the Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, UCLA, and the Mayo Clinic. And today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on this hidden epidemic of neurological inflammation, its crippling symptoms, and what you can do to stop its deadly consequences. So what does all this anti-aging and brain health research have to do with my new baby girl? Well, during a quest to create the perfect prenatal vitamin for my wife, I stumbled upon 4 well-researched but little-used nutrients that are not only critical for the creation of new life, but also essential for the optimization and extension of your life. For example, doctors from Cornell state neurological inflammation during the prenatal period can increase the risk of neurological and neuropsychiatric disease throughout childhood and adulthood. And from King's College London, this inflammation in the womb was even found to predict neurocognitive impairment when the children were 10 years old. So it was clear that there was a major problem I needed to be aware of so I could protect my wife and soon-to-be-born baby girl. And this was just the start. On this journey, I discovered the 4 critical supernutrients that protect against this especially damaging inflammation and ensure vibrant life, not just at birth, but throughout childhood and adulthood. And here's where it gets really interesting and applies to the process and symptoms of aging we all face. For every study I found proving the positive effects of these supernutrients on developing babies, I found even more studies proving the powerful anti-inflammatory effects of these compounds on aging adults, especially in the brain. In other words, beyond being critical to health in the first 9 months of life, these specific nutrients act like a fountain of youth during the next 90 years of life. They each have their own unique and surprising way to increase vitality, energy, mood, focus, and mental clarity as you grow older. In other words, while you can't reverse time, the studies show that these nutrients can reverse aging. The big problem, though, is that almost 95% of the population has chronically low levels of and deficiencies in these critical brain health and anti-aging nutrients. And so much of what we just call aging, it's 100% avoidable and is actually neurological inflammation stemming from a lack of these nutrients. Think about it, for example, like a common condition associated with aging, male impotence. There have always been diet and lifestyle interventions for this age-related medical condition. But then there was a scientific breakthrough where we discovered a new compound that almost instantly addressed this medical condition in a way that no diet or lifestyle change could. I'm referring, of course, to Viagra. That's the kind of powerful, almost instant and life-changing impact that I'm talking about here because cutting-edge science has developed new breakthrough, highly bioavailable forms of these nutrients that did not exist until very recently and that can do powerfully life-bettering things for your brain and your life that traditional diet and lifestyle changes cannot do. But before I get to the 4 super nutrients that help to reverse aging, let's go ahead and answer 3 important questions. Why does chronic brain inflammation speed up the aging process? What causes it? And how can you avoid it so you enjoy a long, healthy, and vibrant life? See, inflammation, it's the body's natural response to protect itself from toxins, pathogens, viruses, or any other type of trauma or injury. and usually your brain is protected by what's called the blood-brain barrier. However, this can become compromised, letting dangerous foreign substances into your brain's fragile environment. This inflammatory response can then shut down energy production in your brain cells, causing your brain to literally slow down as your neurons are firing slower. As you can imagine, shutting down energy production in brain cells and slowing down the firing of neurons severely breaks down every system in your body and shatters your quality of life. Again, we often call these conditions aging, but they are 100% optional, as you will soon see. Now that you understand the core problem here, let's shift gears and talk about the avoidable symptoms most people just call aging. The first symptom of neurological inflammation is a slower metabolism and increased weight gain through hormone dysregulation. That's right, weight gain and a slower metabolism as you age all starts in your brain, and specifically with inflammation of the hypothalamus. If you're eating right and exercising, but the scale is still going the wrong way, this is likely why. The hypothalamus is the part of your brain that is in charge of balancing calories in and calories out so that ideally the body never becomes too thin or too fat. But almost everyone has experienced, as those years go by, this balance becomes upset and the body packs on extra pounds because it's getting the wrong messages from the brain and hormones. Inflammation in the hypothalamus and the imbalance in hormones is what increases what's called your set point weight, or the 10 to 15 pound range that your hypothalamus and your hormones work to keep your weight within automatically. The key is that new cutting-edge obesity and diabetes research is finding that neurological inflammation raises that set point weight and therefore slows your metabolism and causes weight gain. How does that work? The hypothalamus is located at the center of your brain and is regulated in large part by the hormones leptin and insulin. When your brain is healthy, these hormone signals are received correctly so that when your calorie intake increases, your body just burns more calories. In other words, your weight balances at your set point weight, and therefore a healthy, non-elevated set point means you automatically maintain a healthy weight. No dieting, calorie, point, or carb counting required. However, neurological inflammation causes these signals to malfunction, and instead of working to keep you naturally slim, your hypothalamus and hormones instead work to hold on to extra fat no matter how hard you try to lose that weight. This means that neurological inflammation raises your set point and makes it nearly impossible to lose weight until brain inflammation gets healed. In short, a healthy brain leads to a slim body and vice versa. This connection between neurological inflammation and weight gain is breakthrough research that is changing the weight loss world forever. For example, a 2016 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry states, current evidence shows hypothalamic inflammation as a likely mechanism for the dysregulation of the homeostatic control of energy balance, which leads to metabolic alterations and obesity. Research from the University of Washington simplifies this even more, telling us clearly, obesity is associated with hypothalamic injury in humans. So again, if you have ever struggled with your weight and it feels like your metabolism is getting slower every year, then neurological inflammation is likely the hidden cause. Also, please keep in mind that research links hypothalamic inflammation to multiple components of metabolic syndrome, which causes severe obesity, diabetes, and even cardiovascular disease. Let's move on to symptom number 2 of neurological inflammation: its relationship specifically to low energy, brain fog, and the memory problems that so many people suffer from these days. According to a study at the University of Cambridge, inflammation of the central nervous system is increasingly regarded as having a role in cognitive disorders such as dementia. From another study published in the Journal of Neuroscience stating, stress-induced neuroinflammation impairs hippocampal neurogenesis and promotes cognitive and affective behavioral deficits. In other words, neurological inflammation can be the root cause of so many of the memory, mood, focus, and concentration issues we face as the years tick by. In fact, research suggests that over 60% of us suffer from brain fog, so if you do, you're not alone. And this research, it's just staggering, as it's also connecting neuroinflammation with Alzheimer's disease. A recent 2015 study published in the Journal of Neuroscience begins with this sentence: neuroinflammation has long been known as an accompanying pathology of Alzheimer's disease. Another study published in 2014 found that compelling evidence from molecular biology has demonstrated the dual roles of the brain's inflammation response in the pathogenesis of Alzheimer's disease. This research truly is cutting edge, and only now is it making its way into the mainstream medical thought about how to prevent one of the scariest mental diseases of our time. So if you suffer from brain fog, low energy, trouble focusing, or other memory-related problems, it's not because you're getting older. It may be because you are suffering from severe neurological inflammation. Moving on to symptom number 3 of neurological inflammation: high blood pressure and insulin resistance leading to diabetes. A 2011 study from Albert Einstein College of Medicine states, recent research has begun to clarify the effects of hypothalamic inflammation in causing diverse components of metabolic syndrome leading to diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And a recent study from the International Journal of Endocrinology reports chronic neurological inflammation contributes to a further decline of insulin sensitivity and creates a vicious cycle that may contribute to the development of hypertension and of the metabolic syndrome and favor cardiovascular and kidney disease. Also, the Diabetes Research Center found that neurological inflammation, it's linked to insulin resistance and high blood pressure. It's clear that the consequences of brain inflammation are simply catastrophic and underlie so many issues we've wrongly been told are unavoidable parts of aging. And that long list of symptoms and diseases doesn't stop there. The last set we have time to cover in this presentation are mood swings, anxiety, and depression. A 2017 Cambridge University study found that inflammation in the brain is increasingly being recognized as playing a role in depression and other mood disorders. And another 2017 study published in Neurology Journal showed that participants that showed higher inflammatory brain activity had higher levels of depression and anxiety. This all is shocking age and brain-related science and can all be summarized in a 2014 meta-analysis from the Einstein University of Medicine that compiled over 100 studies. It states, the convincing results highly encourage strategizing neuroinflammation as a therapeutic target of neurodegenerative mechanisms to counter against age-related problems. I want to underline that age-related problems. All the research is pointing to the fact that it could all be caused or made worse by neurological inflammation. unwanted weight gain, slow metabolism, diabetes, heart disease, memory problems, Alzheimer's, dementia, depression, anxiety, and mood swings, they are all symptoms connected to this little talked about killer. So the bottom line from all this cutting edge research is that neurological inflammation is at the heart of so much of what we call aging, but it does not have to be this way. Not at all, and not for you. And now that we have finally shed light on how deadly this hidden epidemic really is, let's talk about the 4 main causes of neurological inflammation. Number 1, it's a standard American diet. Processed carbs, sugar, and processed fats. We're talking foods that are highly refined and filled with a bunch of preservatives. Number 2 is stress, and it's especially tied to brain disorders such as memory loss and depression. And look, we all know that stress is bad, but new neurological inflammation research shows it could be doing much more damage than we ever thought. The third cause of neurological inflammation is toxins in the environment. From pesticides on plants to pollution in the air, antibiotics in animals, and BPA in plastics. Unless you live in a bubble, it is impossible to avoid the toxins that cause long-term neurological damage. And that leads to a critical point. Neurological inflammation is not your fault. In the modern world, it is impossible to completely avoid brain-inflaming industrialized foods, high stress, and environmental toxins. Anything you can do to minimize your exposure to these causes is great, but as you may have experienced already, doing everything right still does not seem to be enough to see and feel the results that you want and deserve. Cause number 4 is chronically low levels of crucial brain-boosting nutrients. Now, as I mentioned earlier, while I was developing the perfect prenatal vitamin, I discovered 4 newly formulated super nutrients that are both safe and effective for reducing the age-related issues that we've discussed so far. This is especially exciting because, look, I've never said this before. You cannot fix this problem with lifestyle changes alone. No amount of correct eating or sleep or de-stressing will get you the optimal brain that causes you to age in reverse and to experience the vibrant, energy-filled life that you deserve and can be proud of as you gracefully grow younger over the years. Look, all these lifestyle changes, they're essential and they're very, very helpful. But like we discussed with Viagra earlier, there are new scientifically proven compounds that have transformative benefits that lifestyle change alone cannot provide. What you are about to learn is as breakthrough for brain health and anti-aging and as clinically significant as Viagra was for male impotence. This breakthrough science really can transform each and every day of your life for the rest of your life. So what are these breakthrough super nutrients that not only create life from 0 to 9 months, but also then optimize life for the next 90 years? I first made the connection between creating new life, prenatal health, and optimizing our lives aging backwards while researching folate, as it is one of the most widely studied prenatal nutrients. And I was shocked to see recent studies showing incredible results that a specific form of it can have in slowing the aging process, especially in those of us over the age of 30. Specifically, due to a genetic polymorphism impacting a lot of us, we can no longer produce the enzyme MTHFR, and therefore cannot absorb the folate from all traditional sources, I'm talking even the healthiest, cleanest, most organic foods. This means that no matter what you eat or how many traditional supplements we take, many of us will suffer from chronically low levels of this critical brain-nourishing nutrient. To show the importance of actually absorbing and optimizing your folate levels, take a look at these clinical studies. King's College neurologists noted, it is becoming clear that folic acid affects mood and cognitive function, especially in older people. They went on, within the wide spectrum of depressive disorders, a subgroup has been identified in which folate is involved. With respect to dementia, there is evidence that folate deficiency may contribute to the cognitive impairment of the aging brain, increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. They conclude their research by saying, folates are important in the nervous system at all ages, and there is growing evidence of their involvement in the aging of a healthy brain, especially in mood and cognitive function. So it's clear that folate is just as important out of the womb as it is in the womb. And while there's clearly a reason doctors tell pregnant women to supplement with folate to protect against brain-related birth defects, it's terrifying how few of these mothers and babies are actually able to absorb traditional forms of this essential nutrient. And you can just imagine the impact of this deficiency continuing for decades after birth. Is there any wonder we are experiencing a mental health crisis in this country? Folate's ability to protect us from mental problems and even to help us age backward is proven in dozens of studies. Consider just the titles of 3 of my favorites. From the British Medical Journal, papers titled Neurological Disease Associated with Folate Deficiency. From the European Neurology Journal, titled Folate-Responsive Neurological and Mental Disorders. And from the University of Kentucky, Serum Folate and the Severity of Atrophy of Neocortex in Alzheimer's Disease. Each and every one of these studies clearly show that to avoid age-related brain and memory problems, the need to get proper amounts of folate cannot be overstated. And the importance of understanding that many of us cannot get enough via any food or any traditional supplement also cannot be understated. Backing up, folic acid and folate from all conventional sources must be converted into 5-MTHF before your body can use it. The enzyme MTHFR is required to do this. And again, scientists recently discovered that many of us have polymorphic forms of this enzyme that do not produce adequate or effective MTHFR. And even if you don't suffer from this common genetic issue, folate in food is very unstable and is rapidly lost during processing. For example, leafy vegetables stored at room temperature may lose up to 70% of their folate activity within 3 days. And if you cook them, that can cause up to 95% to be lost. So if folate is so hard to get in optimal and absorbable amounts, how can you get the therapeutic dose required to protect your brain against age-related problems? In a few moments, I will show you a new patented folate that has 7 times better bioavailability so that you can finally enjoy its brain-boosting benefits. So if brain fog, forgetfulness, or just low mental energy are impacting you or your loved ones, now you know that it could be a severe lack of folate. And while correcting this debilitating folate deficiency is amazing, here's where it gets really exciting for your brain health and the ability to age in reverse. The second super nutrient I found that is also at dangerously low levels for most of us is just as critical as folate, and it's called citicoline. In fact, studies show that these nutrients together, folate plus citicoline, are critical for long-term brain health. For example, a study from the University of Oslo found that participants with lower blood levels of choline, the precursor to citicoline, had poor cognitive performance. The researchers then also checked folate status and found that if both folate and choline were low, there was triple the risk of mental problems such as forgetfulness, trouble focusing, and brain fog. That's amazing. When both folate plus citicoline were both low, there was a 300% increase in the risk of mental problems. So what is citicoline, and how can you ensure you're getting enough? Citicoline is present in every cell of your body and especially vital to brain health. You may have heard of the brain-boosting power of its dietary precursor, choline, which is the reason that eggs are considered to be good brain food. The first benefit of citicoline is that it helps to support your brain's energy-producing centers, which is critical because while your brain takes up just a tiny bit of your body mass, at the very least, it uses up to 20% of all of your energy. This makes citicoline's role in optimal brain function clear because it supports the health of mitochondria, which are part of your cells that produce energy in your brain. In fact, the US Institute of Medicine found that choline has a critical role in neurotransmitter function, and studies suggest that choline supplements can increase dopamine receptor densities and can alleviate or improve memory impairment. Again, alleviate or improve memory impairment. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have chronically low levels of the nutrients that is critical to protecting me from memory impairment. But here's the key. To get optimal amounts of this nutrient, you would have to eat over a dozen eggs per day. And that's why the University of North Carolina found in studies that a whopping 90% of us are deficient. Might you be one of those 90% of us that do not get enough of this nutrient to optimize your mind, mood, and energy? It's so important for you to get optimal levels of citicoline because it has been clinically proven to help improve memory and learning, cognitive control, to reduce memory impairments, and to reduce the death of brain cells. But again, because I was looking to create the perfect prenatal vitamin for my wife and baby girl, I knew I had to get the most therapeutically potent and bioavailable version of citicoline that I could. And what I found was a new form of citicoline that goes far beyond what choline found in any and all foods can do for your brain and can do to fend off aging. In fact, in double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled trials, we're talking about the most powerful form of clinical trials available and the exact kind used to prove the efficacy of prescription medication. This new patented version of citicoline shows a 13.6% increase in brain energy utilization and almost 50% decrease in errors of omission, also known as memory errors. That's about a 14% better brain overall and a 50% decrease in memory errors with just 6 weeks of this nearly miraculous mental supernutrient. And while it isn't available over the counter or on store shelves, I will show you where we got this brain-boosting memory miracle for my wife and for our baby girl growing inside of her, and also for everyone else in my family. But for now, let's move on to super anti-aging compound number 3, CoQ10. Put simply, CoQ10 has been recommended by doctors for decades to fend off the effects of aging. However, not all forms of CoQ10s are created equally when it comes to your brain health. CoQ10 is often called the universal antioxidant because it exists in the energy centers of your cells, and not only does it destroy free radicals that cause heart disease, it also sparks energy production in every cell of your body, and especially in your heart and the brain. In fact, doctors call this super nutrient the cornerstone of any brain health supplement program. But sadly, CoQ10, it's another critical anti-aging nutrient that almost all of us are deficient in. And that's why you hear so much about it on TV and from doctors. In fact, low levels of CoQ10 are associated with a variety of conditions and diseases ranging from neurological disorders, cardiovascular disease, fibromyalgia, and even male infertility. So the right kind of CoQ10 supplementation is clearly one of the most effective insurance policies for brain energy and anti-aging. For example, here's one of my all-time favorite studies. It's from the Cleveland Clinic, quoting directly. Recent studies show that CoQ10 supplements can significantly improve cholesterol levels and may help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. They also found that CoQ10 has the potential to lower systolic blood pressure by up to 17 mmHg and diastolic pressure by 10 mmHg without side effects. But please remember, some types of CoQ10 are far superior than others. You want to make sure that your CoQ10 has superior bioavailability, guaranteed absorption, and importantly, 24-hour time release for round-the-clock benefits. In fact, the special type that I found for my wife and our developing baby girl, and now everyone in my family, is 3 times better absorbed than regular CoQ10 that you find on store shelves. It actually doubles CoQ10 levels in your body after just 3 weeks. This dramatically increased bioavailability and 24-hour release ensures all the energy producing power of CoQ10 can get right into your cells, where it provides a natural energy boost from the inside out. CoQ10 works synergistically with anti-aging nutrient number 4, L-carnitine, to supercharge the brain-boosting power of each nutrient. Specifically, while CoQ10 sparks the energy within your cells, L-carnitine is the amino acid that brings fuel into your brain and heart cells to be burned for energy. So it's like CoQ10 helps to create energy once carnitine gets the fuel there. Therefore, it's no surprise that researchers have observed dramatic effects by combining the right kind of CoQ10 with the right kind of L-carnitine. So just like folate plus citicoline has more powerful therapeutic effects when they're used together, CoQ10 and carnitine should always be taken together for maximum mental health and anti-aging benefits. Carnitine has been getting a lot of attention recently for a good reason. It's the only molecule in our cells with the ability to move fatty acids into the mitochondria where it's used for energy. Because of this, a low carnitine level can have serious consequences, such as heart arrhythmia and muscle degradation. But sadly, again, this is another anti-aging nutrient that is chronically low in most every diet. The good news is that supplementing with the right type and the right dose of L-carnitine has also been shown in recent studies to help you burn more fat. In fact, my favorite study on the anti-aging and fat-burning power of L-carnitine was from the Mayo Clinic, where researchers reviewed 13 separate trials and concluded that benefits of L-carnitine supplementation include global reductions in all-cause mortality. And that's about as good as it gets. Now, while L-carnitine works to bring more energy to your cells, it also has an equally important biological helper called acetyl L-carnitine, which mimics the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which is incredibly important to improving memory and brain health. Also, it really stands out because it's a powerful antioxidant that can pass directly through the blood-brain barrier, where it supports a healthy blood flow to your brain. This transformative amino acid, acetyl L-carnitine, goes straight into your brain, where it helps improve memory, mood, cognition, and learning. That is why carnitine is another nutrient that my family and we swear by every single day. And look, I know this is a lot to take in, and by now you may be wondering how you and your family can experience the transformative benefits of these new super nutrients like my family and I have. However, there was a major issue that almost stopped me dead in my tracks on this journey. There was not a product even close, even in the ballpark of what we needed for my wife and baby girl. And I'm not talking about I didn't like the brand, or it was too expensive, or our doctor wouldn't write us a prescription, or that I had to go to 3 different stores to find it. I mean, the uniquely bioavailable new forms of the nutrients we've covered today were just not available. Period. It had to do with patents and other legal issues that we could spend all day discussing, but the short version is that because I knew that my pregnant wife and developing baby girl's lives, they were on the line, I went and I got a lot of help, and I refused to give up. And finally, after a tremendous amount of work from a lot of experts, we created our own solution to this problem, and it's called Vitae. And we did this so that we could all easily enjoy these amazing benefits in one proven formulation. And just to be fair, creating breakthrough wellness innovations like this, that's what we do here at Sane. So we were able to pull some strings and call in some favors to make this seemingly impossible task possible, thanks to the millions of our popular set point weight lowering nutraceuticals that we've sold over the years. But we did cover a lot of uncharted territory during the long formulation process for Vitae, and I had a few ground rules that we had to follow, since even the early test batches of this, they were going to be given to my pregnant wife and my developing new baby girl. First, it had to be created with a team of doctors to ensure we had the correct doses and purity of the right form of folate, plus the right form of citicoline, as well as the right form of CoQ10 plus carnitine, so that we could unlock the synergistic benefits of these pairings as we covered earlier. For instance, Vitae contains the specific patented form of folate clinically proven to be up to 7 times more bioavailable than the folate supplements found on store shelves. And as I mentioned before, the body is not good at absorbing folate, and many of our diets are deficient due to modern food processing. That's why it is critical to ensure the folate you choose is actually being absorbed by your body. But we can do even better than that, because this patented form of folate is instantly converted by everybody, bypassing the genetic issues we discussed earlier to the active form of 5-methylfolate. The folic acid, remember that folic acid found in food and in other supplements, it has to be converted 4 times within the body before it reaches its usable form. And none of that matters if you have the common genetic issues where you do not produce enough of the MTHFR enzyme to fuel that very inefficient process. So again, I love folate because it protects us from and helps to reverse neurological inflammation in a way that nothing else can. Literally. Remember, this is a super nutrient that is patented. And it's a super exciting part of the Vitae formulation. Now next, to boost your brain's energy levels and to help fend off neurological inflammation, we were able to get you a patented form of citicoline, which is known as Cognizin, which has been shown to provide exceptional results in Harvard-backed trials that observed increases in brain activity in just 6 weeks. My favorite part of the study was the direct effect that Cognizin had on participants' brain energy levels, with a 13.6% increase in ATP energy levels and brain utilization, along with a 50% increase on attention and motor speed tests. And now up next is the breakthrough new form of CoQ10. Doctors are already recommending that everyone over 30 supplement with CoQ10, but it is shocking that nobody is yet talking about the absorption and bioavailability, because if you don't have an absorbable and bioavailable version of CoQ10, you are not taking in CoQ10 even if you spend hundreds of dollars on supplements. You're literally flushing your money down the toilet. But no more. In the patented new microactive CoQ10 in Vitae, it's the only form available that has 100% assured bioavailability for everybody. That means it is clinically proven to give you superior bioavailability, 24-hour time release benefits, and universally enhanced absorption. It's truly amazing because this clinically studied, patented microactive CoQ10 is 3 times better absorbed by regular CoQ10, and it can double the CoQ10 levels in your body after just 3 weeks. Finally, let's talk about carnitine, because it's something I have personally been taking for over 15 years, so I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to carnitine. I personally always make sure to take L-carnitine and acetyl L-carnitine together in very specific and potent doses, because they support each other's function, and they are both included in Vitae in the therapeutic doses that have been shown in studies to help you lose weight, increase muscle tone, increase brain function, and increase overall energy levels. We made sure that only the best, most effective, and deeply studied breakthrough new nutrients are used in this one-of-a-kind formula. This is the first and only time all of these rare forms of these powerful super anti-aging nutrients have been put into one convenient and affordable package. And now my second rule for creating Vitae was that it also had to be complete. So we fortified it with 3 other clinically studied ingredients for their additive brain boosting and anti-aging benefits, such as Genema sylvestre for its therapeutic impact on insulin and its ability to increase your body's absorption of the carnitine in the formulation. Also, we included an optimal daily dose of vitamin D3 because of its proven brain health and anti-aging hormonal and neurological benefits. And finally, we topped it all off with potent 7.5% EPA and DHA omega-3 fats because of their exceptional ability to reduce inflammation, boost brain health, and add a youthful glow to your skin, hair, and nails, all while increasing the absorption of everything else within the formulation. And my very last rule was that it had to be made right here in the USA in a GMP designed and FDA approved facility that I could trust. All our nutraceuticals are manufactured in a world-class clinical manufacturing facility right here in the USA. Hopefully, you can see with all these quality and safety rules why I am so excited to share Vitae with you today. In fact, let's recap some of the benefits proven by clinical trials, current Vitae users, and the latest clinical research on aging and disease. Vitae will enable you to experience a whole new world where you will reverse the neurological aging and inflammation that leads to low energy, anxiety, depression, mood swings, brain fog, trouble focusing, a slowing metabolism, memory loss, and so many other symptoms of what we often just accept as part of aging. Thanks to the patented folate, proven to be 7 times more powerful than conventional folate. Your brain function and mood will continue to noticeably improve because of the patented cognizin citicoline that's proven to support brain cellular synthesis, brain energy, and focus. Specifically, up to a 90% decrease in focus errors for middle-aged women in clinical studies, as well as a 13.6% increase in brain energy utilization and a 26% increase in membrane turnover, which is literally the reversal of aging of your brain. You will enjoy all-day energy thanks to patented microactive CoQ10 with 24-hour time release and 3 times better absorption than regular CoQ10. You're gonna be delighted by the improved mental clarity, deeper concentration, better moods, and improved weight loss thanks to the synergistic power of therapeutic doses of L-carnitine combined with acetyl L-carnitine. Seriously, get ready to reclaim your youthful energy and sharp mind from the inside out with new, patented, and clinically proven ingredients that have never been put together in a single convenient formulation before. Say goodbye to leaky brain and the brain inflammation that is often the hidden cause of weight gain and a slow metabolism, especially if it feels like everything else you have tried to lose weight has just let you down. And I can't wait to hear what you think about your increased vitality thanks to the proprietary blend of our patented cellular energy compounds that are not found in any other product anywhere. But don't just take my word for it. Here is what real Vitae fans have emailed us. At 62, Vitae is the one thing that has really helped me to have a better attitude, a better outlook, and a sharper mind. I feel like I have more energy and have lost 5 pounds already. I am definitely more active. I have been so disappointed with the mental focus products out there because none of them have worked until trying Vitae. I was a nurse for 30 years, so I pay a lot of attention to what I put in my body, and I am always hesitant about supplements. But I have to say, after doing my own in-depth research on the formulation, the ingredients, and especially the well-studied patented versions, these are really top-notch. I have been taking this and so has my husband, and we've both noticed a big difference in our moods and our ability to focus. Also, as someone who is well aware of how important proper folate levels are and how hard it is to absorb, I'm impressed by the 7 times improved absorption of this formula. I just love this. I have been taking it for 2 months now and my brain fog is nearly gone. I have more energy and I exercise more and I feel vibrant all over, not just mentally. I used to always feel so tired because I never felt like I got enough sleep, but I have been sleeping much better and feel refreshed when I wake up. My memory is much sharper and I don't feel as forgetful as before, and I'm down 7 pounds, so that's a bonus. I want to make it as easy as possible for you to enjoy these types of results for yourself so you can order with confidence because you are always covered by our full 1 year satisfaction guarantee. Plus, you have already seen how dedicated we are to your safety and results, so I want to take away any risk with trying this anti-aging brain breakthrough for yourself. If for any reason at all, you are unhappy with this clinically proven formulation, just send an email to service@sanesolution.com or call us at 347-979-1735. Or look, you can even send us a text message at 646-606-2738 and we will refund your full purchase price. So you really have nothing to lose except your brain fog, anxiety, trouble focusing, negative moods, low energy, and unwanted weight gain. Hopefully you can see that with such an incredible 1-year satisfaction guarantee, we will do everything in our power to ensure that you live your best life starting here today. And remember, please remember, we're talking about your brain, your mind, and your memories. This really is as important as it gets. I like to think about it like this. Imagine your life as a book that you are adding pages to every day. Each memory, each experience and cherished moment is placed into those pages of your autobiography. As the years pass, the number of pages grow to create a rich life story. So many wonderful memories of a life well lived. But what happens if you don't protect your brain from neurological inflammation? Or specifically, what makes dementia and Alzheimer's disease so painful and so frightening? It's because they take your beautiful life story. They take that book of memories that you have written over your life, and slowly, day by day, they rip page after page out, and those memories are gone forever. The family vacation you thought you'd always cherish, gone. The pages are torn out and they fall to the floor. Your child's birth, ripped away. Your wedding day, the day you met your best friend. Each and every one of your beloved memories torn away, falling to the floor like leaves in autumn. So every day, you lose more and more of the memories that make up your life story until you are left with a tattered, empty book jacket lying on the ground, staring empty and frightened out the window, wondering where you are and who you are. An empty shell of the vibrant, beautiful person who touched the lives of so many. I'm not ready to let that happen to you, and I hope you will do everything possible to prevent that from happening to you. We are talking about that which makes you, you. I will leave you with one final thought today. You are at a crossroads right now. If you choose to turn left, close this presentation, and not take advantage of this information, you will head down the road of continued aging. Every second of every day, wondering where your energy, your mental sharpness, and your toned body all went, as the pages of your life story are slowly and methodically torn away, one by one by one, slowly stripping you of everything that makes you the miracle that you are. However, if you choose to turn right and take action today, because you can not only stop, but reverse the aging process and protect your future memories and quality of life, as well as your legacy, and studies prove it. I promise you will enjoy reduced brain fog, sharper focus, and improved memory due to the new scientific breakthroughs of quatrepholic combined with cognizin. And you will experience enhanced mental energy, better moods, a slimmer waistline, and less anxiety due to the breakthrough proven action of microactive CoQ10 and carnitine working together. Please give yourself the gift of this special limited time sale pricing right now before it ends, because no matter how many years you've spent on this earth, you deserve to enjoy many, many more. And your brain, mind, and memory, and your legacy, truly, they're priceless.